Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a New York State trooper is recovering following a crash on I-90 yesterday.
Plus, a code blue is in effect for Chautauqua County. Details on how officials are helping those in the cold. But first, we check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's live in the First Defense Weather Center. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Jay and Matt, and boy, it was a chilly morning out there, but here's a live look from the Warren Sky Vision camera. Now, I wanted to show this because you can actually see these little ice chunks flowing down the Conrago River, and I just thought it was very interesting, and of course, that's the Hickory Street Bridge, but it's 3 with a northwest wind to 10, but that makes that feels like temperature of 12 below zero. At least it's better than where it was, especially yesterday and especially tonight. This is what's left of that lake effect band that's been impacting areas northward over the past 24 to 48 hours. It's not very impressive anymore, and I really think that the Weather Service might consider dropping the winter storm warning because of that. But for now, the winter storm warning does remain in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. Now, please understand, any snow that we see, which is going to be very limited, is going to be northward, not down to the south. This is kind of the reason why I do not agree with these county-based winter weather warnings, especially for lake effect snow. So if you're down near the state line, no snow. Better chance for snow is going to be areas northward, pretty much near the Erie County line. But wind chill warnings do remain in effect until tonight. But there's actually a wind chill advisory for Warren County, PA, that goes all the way until Friday. So wouldn't be a bit surprised if this advisory gets pulled into Western New York, because we're still going to be dealing with some nasty wind chills through Friday. And take a look at these temperatures. We bottomed out at 11 below zero at the Jamestown Airport last night. Very harsh, very cold, but today's really going to be the last day of it. Temperatures will still struggle to hit the single digits. We're forecasting 1 to 3 degrees by the time we go to 7 o'clock. We'll finally be back into the negative digits once again, but at least we'll see some sunshine. We'll talk about how much more colder it will get tonight, plus big turnaround for next week. We'll talk about it with that Quick Solution 7-day in just a couple of minutes, Jay, Matt.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you much. A New York State trooper suffered non-life-threatening injuries following a crash involving 21 cars and trucks that shut down a section of I-90 near Batavia yesterday afternoon. Now, state police say that some of the vehicles involved in the crash were tractor-trailers, and even though the trucks have been banned from that part of the thoroughfare because of the storm since Tuesday evening, all lanes on the section were reopened by last evening. Earlier Wednesday, Governor Andrew Cuomo warned those who defied the ban that they would be ticketed.
And I want to applaud the emergency workers and the responders who go out there, drive those plow trucks, are providing the emergency response. They are putting their lives in harm's way to help people. It is very tough duty, and we all owe them our cooperation, and the way we do that is when the storm is at a dangerous position, we need common sense and we need cooperation. On the tractor-trailer ban, that is serious. We have seen that when the tractor-trailer ban is put in place, we have fewer jackknife trailers.
Now, the number and the extent of other injuries wasn't immediately known.
The Chautauqua County Department of Health and Human Services have issued a code blue warning due to frigid wind chills and bitter cold temperatures this week. The warning is issued when temperatures reach 32 degrees or lower and allows the county to open shelters to anyone in need of a warm place. Chautauqua County's Director of Temporary Assistance, Diane Anderson, says that it's very dangerous for everyone to be out in this bitter cold, but especially for those in need, like the homeless.
The code blue has been in effect for quite a while for us because it includes the wind chill. So if at night the temperature, including wind chill, goes below 32 degrees, which is typically the case around here, especially lately, it's very dangerous for people to be out in this type of weather. So that's definitely a concern, and that's why we want to get that word out so that, if anyone encounters someone that is in this situation or knows of someone, that they can, direct them to either us or the police if it be after hours.
Now, county officials say during normal business hours, that's 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, those seeking emergency shelter should visit the Department of Health and Human Services offices in Dunkirk or in Jamestown. The Jamestown office is right by our studio on Pine Street. Now, after normal business hours, those seeking shelter or those who know of someone who is in need of shelter can contact the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Department by calling 911, and shelter assistance will be provided.
A Jamestown man who police say is a convicted felon is facing charges after police say he was allegedly in possession of a case containing a .22 caliber rifle that early this morning in the area of East 6th and Grant Streets. Jamestown police say that an officer observed 26-year-old Kane Colville walking along the street with the rifle case. When the officer tried to stop Colville and ask about the case, he allegedly fled. Now, additional officers were dispatched, and they reportedly found him in the area of the backyard where he ran from. Police were then able to locate the rifle and determine that Colville is a convicted felon, which means he can't be in possession of any firearms or rifles. Colville was taken into custody, and he is charged with fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon.
And the attempted criminal homicide case for a Sugar Grove man has moved from the magistrate court to the Pennsylvania Court of Common Pleas. That's according to court records obtained by WNY News Now. The Court of Common Pleas received paperwork for 25-year-old Jackson Knappenberger on Wednesday. Knappenberger, whose bail was revoked from a separate criminal case, is now scheduled to have a formal arraignment on February 21st in Warren County Court. Pennsylvania State Police report that Knappenberger confessed to lighting a plastic bag containing gas and oil on fire near a Wilson Road residence last month, with 2 adults and 5 children inside that house. Knappenberger was reportedly caught a short distance away from the scene, barefoot and muddy. Pennsylvania State Police said Knappenberger lost his boots while fleeing that scene. He faces a number of charges in that case.
Yeah, Justin, that's definitely something. Just to put in perspective, he's facing 28 charges.
Yeah,
a mix of felonies, misdemeanors, and there's a third thing. It's kind of like a violation in New York State.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact term in the Commonwealth, but 28 charges plus, and we didn't hit on this, but in another case, he faces a couple different felony charges. That case is at a standstill now because you're dealing with 2 cases.
Right.
So right now, Knappenberger is facing a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and certainly full details on all that on WNYNewsNow.com. Kind of just a bite for everybody, but certainly scary situation either way. What police allege with what occurred there in Sugar Grove. So hopefully everybody is staying warm today because it's cold. It's just so cold. My poor car this morning. I'm sure everyone probably had the same thing. I was all concerned about the remote start because I didn't want to have it not start and then maybe the battery drain.
Yeah.
I got it to work. It works fine. But I went out and it's still like freezing. Like it didn't warm up all the way until I got to the office, and that's like a 20-minute drive. So I don't know about you. Did you have any troubles? I mean, this wasn't troubles. This is, Justin problems. It's not a big deal.
Well, I think the one struggle was, I'm not sure, I can't remember in your car, do you have a leather
I do.
wheel?
I have heated seats.
Yeah, but do you have the leather wheel?
Yes, but I wear my thick gloves.
Okay,
so
yeah, because I forgot my gloves.
Oh.
But you know what? Even last night having them on, it was still cold. The leather wheel.
It was.
It was not fun.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody's enjoying the warmth. I know. I'm just looking at the comments. Brenda is joining in from Texas. Hello. Please send some of your air. Although I guess nationwide, they say it's a little bit colder than average. I know my grandparents are in Florida, and they said that it's like 70.
Oh, no.
And they said that's cold.
Well, you know what?
I'm just shaking my head.
I'm thinking, Brenda, can you send us some, wire us some money for some plane tickets?
Yeah, there we go.
Corporate said no, so you're next on
They're
that.
making us stay here. But Matt and I will totally come down and do the news for you, personalized newscast. So saying hello to Al as well, joining us. Amanda here. Adam. It looks like Cindy is watching. David, another longtime viewer. Thank you to David and Cindy for both watching every day. We really appreciate you guys. Hopefully you're staying warm. Carol, Alberta as well, another longtime viewer, and Bryce joining us as well. Hello to all of you. Hopefully you are doing well. We have so much more to tell you about on this day. Well, details in yesterday's drive-by shooting in Jamestown. Well, police say they found the car. All that information is next.
But first, Congressman Tom Reed says that the passing of the ERA amendment will be vital. The details will be here as WNY News Now continues.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, enter their 30-day challenge, where for only $69, you get 30 days of unlimited everything. That's right, everything, along with 2 one-on-one personal training sessions. Then, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get the next month free. Plus, the first place winner will get 2 Buffalo Bills tickets or a $100 gift card. Details right now on the Fitness Bunker's Facebook page. Happening right now, Congressman Tom Reed recently announced that he is joining fellow House members and actress Patricia Arquette and Alyssa Milano in lobbying for the ratification of equal rights. Now, during a teleconference with reporters earlier this morning, Reed told us that the amendment would officially recognize that men and women are equal.
Essentially, it would, for once and for all, put this issue into the Constitution in such a way that there would be no doubt, there would be no argument that women and men should be treated equal in the United States of America, and the Constitution is fundamentally protecting that principle and that rule of equality.
Now, Reed said right now the amendment is currently in the Virginia State Legislature. Virginia would be the 38th state to approve the ratification of the amendment. 38, Reed says, is a magic number needed for a ratification of the amendment to the United States Constitution.
Jamestown police announced that they have located the vehicle that they previously said was wanted in connection with the drive-by shooting that occurred in the early morning hours yesterday, that in the area of North Main and West 9th Streets. Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson tells us that, quote, an observant citizen who saw the information on the shooting on social media saw the car on a Jamestown street and reported it to us. We found the car parked and unattended, and quote. Now, police say additional information on the shooting will be released when it becomes available. Anonymous tips can be left at 483-TIPS, that's 483-8477, or via the TIPS 411 apps. Now, calls can also be made directly to the Jamestown Police Department at 483-7537, and all calls and tips are kept confidential.
The replacement of a water drainage culvert was approved this week by City Council members at their annual monthly voting session, the regular monthly voting session. Now, Jamestown Mayor Sam Teresi tells us that the culvert runs down the hill from Sprague Street under Steel Street, and it drains storm water from the west side of the city. Teresi said the project is fully funded by a Bridge NY grant from New York State.
This is a major project that, quite frankly, without the grant funding from the state of New York, city wasn't sure where we would get the capital dollars to do that, and could have a significant problem on our hands if that culvert, that pipe, ever broke. We'd have a stormwater management calamity on our hands.
Now, Teresi said the drain was likely to burst sometime in the near future. The city and state are trying to be proactive to fix that pipe pipe, Matt, they say that the project is expected to begin sometime this spring.
You know, I didn't even know about that, to be honest with you.
No, I think there's a lot of like behind-the-scenes stuff
Yeah.
that goes on in Jamestown that we probably never hear about. And, you know, you really never think about that. When that question was brought up in what's called a gaggle, which is where media members kind of press an official of some sort of, in fact, anyone who we're interviewing,
Yep.
multiple media entities,
Yep.
you know, Post-Journal, radio groups, you know, other websites, things like that, ourselves, TV stations, whoever. And, you know, asking the mayor a number of questions, and that came up because it was voted on that evening. And, you know, I had no idea that it would be such a you know, a big deal to get that replaced. And you know, Teresi says that if this thing were to break, it would cause a number of major problems, including flooding during heavy storms. So certainly, you know, good to see that the state's covering it. You know, in a way, though, the state has to step in to fix something that, you know, the city's budget, you know, in theory should take care of. But certainly, you know, either way, that's how things work. And Teresi's very thankful at the end of the day for that pipe to be fixed. And I'm sure a number of residents in that neighborhood too, because if you had a broken pipe in the middle of July during a monsoon that we might get, you never know. You never
Dakota
know.
would have a field day, though.
Dakota would have a lot to talk about, I'm sure, if half the west side was flooded, but that's not what's happening, so that's good. That's good. Saying hello to Brenda, Rosie as well. Hopefully you're enjoying your snow day, Rosie, because I know you work at Faulkner School, and they are off for the cold day. I guess it's not really a snow day. We haven't got too much snow, but really cold as well. Jack is here, and it looks like Joe is watching too. So hello to all of you. Thank you for joining us on this very, 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 very cold couple of days. We talked about this yesterday, but they boost our heat in here, so it's like a good 80 degrees in this studio right now.
Not complaining.
But we're happy. It's like we're in Florida, sort of. Not really. Coming up next, an exclusive interview with a Southwestern alumni who's a current NFL coach.
But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by with a look at the weather.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Coming soon to downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, Community Partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Well, hey, you know what? If it floods, we can take the Storm Interceptor out and get some gnarly video. So I don't want to give any ideas to our production crew for that. Let's take a look at the spring countdown, because obviously we're all looking ahead to spring with all these cold temperatures. 49 more days to go. Officially, the spring equinox is on March 20th. But as I keep mentioning around here, this number means absolutely nothing around here. Usually, if you're looking for spring, wait about another 70 or 80 days and you'll officially start to see the spring weather. And speaking about the cold, man, it was cold out there this morning. These are the official low temperatures from around the region this morning. 14 below zero in Ellicottville, 13 below zero in Olean, 11 below at the airport in Jamestown, 10 below in Mayville. But these are the air temperatures. When you factor in the wind, these are the lowest wind chill numbers that we had throughout the night. 38 below zero out in Cattaraugus County. Ouch. Jamestown officially at 35 below, Franklinville 32 below, at the airport in Dunkirk 31 below, and Ripley at 19 below. Man, it was just frigid out there last night and especially early this morning. But the good news is we're starting to back out of that for just a little bit. But maybe the better news is if you're looking for something to do, the ski resorts are always open, and of course they're making snow. The bases are looking pretty good. Most everybody has a machine groomed surface. It's right there and I can't even read it. And again, the bases are looking pretty good up there. That's a good thing to go out and do around the area. And I mentioned this yesterday. This is all in association with the polar vortex. So we'll break it down one more time, just in case if you weren't here yesterday. So again, what happens is this level of Arctic air usually lives right up near the North Pole. But what happens is sometimes if we get the jet stream flowing in the right direction, this can often seg its way down across the United States and bring us some polar air. So again, this isn't nothing new or magical like the Wizard of Oz. It happens almost every single year. The extreme level it has, we haven't seen in quite a long time, but we always get polar vortex almost every single year, so it's nothing new or magical. Just want to let you know on that. News now, Cam. Bright sunshine downtown Jamestown, but boy, you would be forgiven if you think it's warmer than this. 3 above zero. At least it's finally above zero for the first time in a while. But look at the wind. West at 16. That drops the wind chill down to 16 below zero. And when you get one of those wind gusts, that makes it feel a lot colder out there than it actually is. The next big thing is warm temperatures. Rejoice. Big pattern change is going to come our way. You can actually see where the jet stream is going. It's going to start to take a southerly track, which means that we're going to start to see much more warmer air. We're talking 40s and maybe 50s come next week. First Defense Doppler, this is what's left of that lake effect snow band. It's really not organized anymore, and it's really starting to weaken off. So even though there still is a winter storm warning in effect, I kind of think the Weather Service will cancel that long before it actually is set to expire at 7 o'clock. And just zooming out to show you the whole southern tier, that's really about it. And really, I think the snow today is really going to be very minimal. If anything more, any chance for snow is really going to be northward, but it's really minimal throughout the remainder of the day. Zone by zone, here we go. At least, hey, the temperatures won't have negative digits on them for the afternoon. At least that's good. We're actually past our forecast high already at Jamestown. We had a forecast of 2. We're already at 3. So seems to once you work out to the west here, it remains very cold with a bitter wind chill. And again, look at the wind still up there. Next 7 days of your life coming up right now. 16 tomorrow. That's going to feel nice. But here comes the warm up Saturday and Sunday. Now, we have to keep our eyes on this because even though it's going to feel great, there could be the chance for some snow melt problems and flooding from ice jams and snow melt. We'll keep our eyes on that. Sports is next. Don't go away.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Hello, sports fans, and good afternoon. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Alex Fry, a forward for the Jamestown Rebels, made a college commitment on Wednesday to play hockey for the University of Alaska Anchorage, a D1 school. Fry leads the Rebels thus far this season with 39 points scored, netting 22 goals and assisting on 17. Those also both lead the team. Fry will join the Seawolves effective in the fall of this year. A first-period goal by Jamie Benn was enough for the Dallas Stars to defeat the Buffalo Sabres 1-0 on Wednesday night. Stars goaltender Ben Bishop saved all 30 shots faced. Sabres backup goalie Linus Ullmark had a great performance in defeat, saving 26 of 27 shots. Buffalo will be back in action tomorrow night at 7 o'clock as they return home to face off against the Chicago Blackhawks. As spring slowly draws closer, stock car racing fans should get excited. In a couple short weeks, NASCAR will begin their 2019 season, starting with the Advanced Auto Parts Clash on February 10th at 3 o'clock. The first major race of the upcoming season will be the Daytona 500 on February 17th, which will consist of 200 laps. All upcoming races can be viewed on both NASCAR.com as well as the NASCAR app, which can be used on a cell phone, laptop, among other electronics. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you much. And the sports continues because we recently had the chance to interview Colts offensive coordinator and Southwestern alumni Nick Sirianni about his journey through the NFL ranks. Sirianni credits his success to his family bringing him up in football.
I've been blessed to be able to meet the right people, and first it was growing up in a football family. Regardless of if that was in Jamestown, New York, or New York City, or a hotbed of football like Youngstown, Ohio, or Austin, Texas, doesn't matter. I grew up in a football family. My dad was a football coach at Southwest. I have older brothers. They both played football, and then they went on to play at Mount Union. So it all started there. Just I was blessed to be born into something a game that I eventually grew to love.
Now, before becoming the Colts offensive coordinator, Sirianni coached for both the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers while they were still in San Diego. He graduated from Mount Union College as well. And for more, please visit our website at WNYNewsNow.com.
Such a great story, and reading it more in depth on the website I really recommend, because Sirianni sounds like a really stand-up guy, Matt. Just seeing his values and also the sense of community that he really attributes to this area, I would say is humbling for me as a Jamestown native. And it shows people, and we've had stories like this just this month with a local woman who is now working for Disney and Disney on Ice, and it shows that if you stick to your dreams and stick to your morals, you can go anywhere in the world.
Let me put something into perspective real quick for our viewers out there. Nick Sirianni, coming into the interview, I talked to the Colts PR person, Christian, yesterday. Yeah. And he told me, that he had a meeting right after, so I know he's very busy. The interview itself was about 10 to 12 minutes, and then when it was all said and done, Nick still talked to me for another 10 minutes about life.
Really?
Yeah, him and I had a great conversation. He asked me, if I went to college, stuff like that. And we just chit-chatted like normal human beings. Wow. I mean, this is a guy that is really, really down to earth, and it was a pleasure to talk with him yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for that interview. Dakota's here with a final check of our forecast. And Dakota, I was telling Norm this morning that when you have temperatures this cold, anything below zero just doesn't feel.
Yeah, exactly. And, I don't know about you, but I think we need to get his name on the Jamestown welcome sign, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
I like that. Who do we talk to about that? Oh.
We talked to Siri.
Siri just
Siri pinged on my phone. Control room, can we take this camera, my camera for a second? Look at this.
There's Siri.
There you go. Hold on. Oh, it went away. But anyway, let's take a look at the Quick Solution 7-Day one more time very quickly. And
now you've confused them. Okay.
There we go. There we go. That was the sports set. And anyway, we're past our forecast high already, but warm-up comes over the week. We have to keep our eye, though, with that warm-up, because if it's rapid, we could see some flooding issues from snow melt and ice melt, but we'll keep you updated on the website right here.
Awesome. Thanks, Dakota. We're back tomorrow with TGIF.